It's the Germany Experience, the podcast about life in Germany as seen through the eyes of outsiders. I'm your host, Sean, and visit the website, thegermanyexperience.de, or email me at info@thegermanyexperience.de. And now you may have noticed there was no episode this week, or last week, depending on when you listen to this. And that's because, as you can maybe hear from my voice, I got the flu. And that's the problem about being a one-person show with this podcast, is that when I get sick, nothing happens. So there was no podcast. I do have an interview lined up. I was halfway through editing it and preparing it for you, and that will come this week on Wednesday, as usual. But there was something I definitely wanted to talk about this week, and that's why I'm making this special episode. And it's about the Welcome to Germany Summit 2022. It's a free online summit that's aimed specifically at foreigners in Germany or those planning to come to Germany. And it's happening on the 29th of September, which is this Thursday. There's a link to the sign-up page in the show notes. And like I said, the best thing about this is it's free. You're going to get a lot of information, a lot of insights, and it'll cost you nothing except some of your time. It's happening between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. And I'm going to be a speaker at the summit. My talk is going to be called Advice for Adapting and Integrating in Germany from Discussions with 100 plus Foreigners. So I'll give advice from my own experience, but also I will highlight some advice that's come up from my guests over the course of the past 3 years. And I specifically want to make it clear in this talk that you're not alone in what you experience when you move to Germany. A lot of other people have gone through it. Sometimes we're inclined to think it's me. I'm the problem because I'm not finding a job. I'm struggling to make friends with Germans. I feel stupid in this new country. And you can start thinking that it's you. And the main thing I want to get across in my talk is that it's not you. It's probably Germany. So that is going to be my talk, but there's going to be tons of other speakers. To give you an idea of what you can expect from the summit, I decided to speak to the two organizers, Lisa and Kirsten, and that's what's coming up in a few seconds. They go through the topics that will be covered, what you can expect, and why they're organizing this free online summit. So here are Lisa and Kirsten, the organizers of the Welcome to Germany Summit. People who have been listening to the podcast for a while will definitely recognize Lisa's voice. So let's start with you, Lisa. Just briefly give me your background. Let's start with that.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm very excited to be part of the podcast again. Thank you very much for giving us this stage, Sean. And maybe some of you have heard about me. I'm Lisa Jans, also known as Job Coach Germany. And Sean has some really cool episodes where we both were talking about helping you guys find a job in Germany. And that's basically what I do. I support internationals from all around the globe with finding and landing their dream job here in Germany, whether that is to find out what it is that you actually want to be doing. So what's kind of your calling, or just simply starting with the first actual job abroad and in Germany, because that can seem very overwhelming to some people. It's sometimes seems like a huge mountain that they have to climb, but being a HR person, having worked in HR for more than 10 years, I simply know what the recruiters are expecting. And that's what I share with everybody that wants to, take the first steps in the work market here in Germany.
Yes, exactly. And I'll link to those episodes in the show notes. I think there's been about 3.
Yeah.
And Lisa doesn't know it yet, but when the summit is over, I want to invite her back for a 4th. But that's not what we're discussing now. And then we have Kirsten. Welcome, Kirsten.
Hi, thank you for having me. So I'm Kerstin Brunner and also known as Finance Ambassador. And many people ask me, what is a Finance Ambassador doing the whole day? Yeah. So I'm familiar with insurance and finance topics. And what I'm doing is I do have, I will say, 3 roles. So when people come to Germany or still being in Germany, they are very overwhelmed with all the rules we do have. And they are not familiar with the language normally. And when they have a topic and looking for a solution for this topic, then they do have mainly the problem they don't have the possibility to understand everything regarding the information and the language. So some gaps open up. So what I do is I'm an expert in all this in all these topics. So I'm familiar with health insurance, with pension, with employer benefits. I can help purchasing a property, with everything that comes up with this topic. And I'm familiar with English and German, so I can help the people understanding all the papers and all the rules. And what mainly happens is when people are left alone, they lose a lot of time. So when they work together with me, they have the possibility to find a quick solution, because everything gets clear for them, and they do have the possibility to make a suitable decision for their current life situation, for the plans that they have. So this is what I provide. So I'm an expert, I'm some kind of a translator, and I'm a guide.
Very cool. And both of you provide very, very valuable help, because this is something that almost every single foreigner in Germany will come up against is some kind of finance stuff, the bureaucracy around that, the taxes, the whatever, and then of course finding a job and how it is in a job, keeping a job, negotiating Probezeit and so on. So both of you provide valuable information. Of course, both of you are also talking at the summit. So you both have speaker slots, and this is just two examples of the kind of experts that the summit is providing. So maybe just tell me what is the summit about and who is it for?
So we came up with this idea to help as many people as possible, whether they are in Germany or outside of Germany, with taking easier steps to actually being able to settle here in Germany. So there are lots and lots of people out there that are not currently in Germany, who are thinking of coming to Germany, and sometimes they are not aware of all of the obstacles that they might encounter. Mm-hmm. So that's what this summit is for, to give them an idea, okay, these are the topics that might come up, but also for the people that are already in Germany, internationals, newcomers, immigrants, expats, impats, or whatever you want to call them. It's like a cycle. When whatever we're doing in our life, it's always a cycle, and we're going through different developments, whether we want to build a family or just simply live abroad or move to a new job. And there are different problems or issues that might pop up, and you are not even aware of that fact. So even if you are already in Germany, then there is maybe, and you've been here, living here for a couple of years, maybe, then a new topic might pop up. And this is something where we wanted to find a group of experts who have been in touch with, or who are themselves expats or just internationals living in Germany, who can share, first of all, their experiences, but also their expertise, so that they actually can relate to the people that will participate within the summit, all of the people that are watching, who are in the audience, because they know, those people, the speakers, have been an expert or are expats themselves, so they kind of know what I'm going through. Yeah. Kerstin, what did I miss?
So what we want to provide is, first of all, the information that we do have English services here in Germany. So because mainly all information and all conversation is on German, and that's a problem or an issue. Yeah. And on the other hand, we want to provide for the speakers a stage where they can talk about their hard topic, because what we found out working with these people, Lisa did a lot of videos and interviews, is that everyone burns for his or her hard topic. And working with this target group, with the internationals who come to Germany. And this is something, what we want to provide is to give an overview for the audience, what is possible, what kind of services are provided in German, in English, and the stage for the speakers as well, to show up, I'm here, I'm doing this and that, and I know in what kind of situation you are, I understand what you need, because mainly the person goes through the same situation.
Yes, very good, and I think it's going to be very valuable for all the reasons that you guys said. And just the
speakers that you've lined up and the list of topics is quite interesting. So maybe you could just take me through the topics that will be covered on the day.
Yeah. So after a short introduction, we will dive right into the topic that is most interesting as well when you're moving to Germany. It's the part of relocation services. So we have Tarek and Carla from Move In who will talk about the main steps of relocation in Germany. Then we move on to a topic that is also very important that you can already tackle when you are abroad, but further continue when you're here, with Marta Koinak, who is a German language coach, and she's talking about learning German for your career in Germany. Then we have an intercultural coach and trainer, Kathleen Griffin, also known as Kate, and she's talking about what I wish I knew when I was you, stories from an intercultural trainer. Then we have something else with regards to languages that is very important when it comes to your career life and business as well. George Robleto from the Canadian Wants to Know podcast is talking about how business English gives you an upper hand in the German market. With regards to these language experts, it's always very helpful because when you are an expert from abroad, you know your stuff, but you sometimes cannot bring it across. And that's what speaking German or also business English is about. Yeah. So then we move on with a person that is not a self-employed person or not a podcast host, not a coach, but and simply an expat. It's Abbas Kermani, and he has moved through 3 different visas when he came to Germany, and that's what he will be talking about. So this is a kind of an interview version where we're talking about transitioning from a student visa to a job seeker visa to work permit.
Yeah. And that's something I think a lot of people do, that progress that you just mentioned there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, because we wanted to keep it spicy, we and wanted to keep the people engaged, we found a movement coach who is doing some physical exercises with us. Jan Kronenberg is a movement coach, and he's talking about the movement that is key when working from home. And he will do real exercises with the audience, because this is a virtual event. You can see all of the speakers, and so you can practice some exercises with him. And I've done that before. It's really good.
Yeah.
Then we move on with my topic, and I asked my audience what they want to know. And this time I'll be talking about the actual job search, how to search for a job in Germany. And after that, we're moving on with the cultural aspects. So Wiebke Homburg is going to talk about navigating the German work cultures, and she will pick one aspect of the work culture and just dive more into those topics. And then we have wonderful Kerstin. Kerstin, do you want to share what you will be talking about?
Sure. So I want to talk about financial education and here the guidance on your German journey. So I will let the people know how I can support them, what kind of financial education I provide. And I'm very much looking for that, because it's very... in my case, I guess it's a topic that is a bit heavy, I will say, so the people normally don't know what is going on. And it makes sense to explain what they get, and that everything is more easy than they expect that it is.
Yeah, good. That's very helpful to know.
And after Kerstin, we move on with Katie. And Katie is a book author and also a hidden grief coach, and she will be talking about the emotional journey of the expat, how to recognize when grief hits and what to do about it.
And I think that's very exciting, because I think it's a lot of things that foreigners might have to deal with, this hidden grief, and we don't even know that it's grief that we're dealing with.
Yeah, and Katie Rosler is also as just an expert in her field, because she has discovered that these emotions are coming up every now and then. And I've seen that with clients of mine who've actually approached me telling me, Lisa, I've been in Germany for 10 years and now you're talking about this topic. And I didn't even know that this was what was going wrong with me or what was
going on.
the issue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then we have led to our final speaker, Sean. You will
Never heard of him.
You will be basically kind of like closing the event of the speakers. So Sean Behrens will be there. And do you want to share what you will be talking about?
Yes, I do. It's a topic that has come up a lot on. So I actually the title. Hang on, what's the title? Just give me my title, Lisa. I forgot.
Yeah. So your title is "Advice for Adapting and Integrating in Germany from Discussions with 100 and More Foreigners."
Exactly. So I have had the unique opportunity of having this podcast and every week talking to different foreigner guests that are living in Germany with their views in Germany, and I've gotten tons of advice that's come out. And obviously, a 20-minute speaker slot is not enough, but there are some big themes that I've been able to pick up. And one of the biggest is that people need to realize it's not just them that are going through it. I think when people move to Germany, the thing is that and any foreign country, essentially, when you're a foreigner in a foreign country, but you feel like it's you that's the problem. You can't make friends. You're struggling to find a job. If you get in a job, you feel like everyone's evaluating you, judging you. You don't understand why you can't fit in with all the rules that is expected of you, or why your neighbors maybe seem a bit funny to you. I think a lot of foreigners feel like it's them. And I think the great thing about podcasts and YouTubers and everything that's out there with all these content providers is that it helps foreigners to realize they're not having a unique experience, if I want to put it that way. I don't mean it in a negative way, but it's not them. It's the circumstances that they're in. And not to let their self-worth go down or their self-confidence go down. I think it's very important to just keep that perspective. And that's what I'm going to try and bring across in my my speaker slot, and also give some concrete advice about that side of things that hopefully foreigners can benefit from.
Yeah, and I think that is so helpful because you've spoken to so many people that it's just so valuable for everybody to know. And as you mentioned, it's a 20-minute time slot for each of the speakers. But then, and this is also something for the audience to get active, we also have 10-minute time slots for each of the speakers so that we can interact with the questions from the audience. So whoever is listening to Sean's podcast today, feel free to join us and then just bring your questions along so that you can interact with the speaker right there and then.
Yeah, this is going to be a unique opportunity for you to have access to so many experts at once that you could put questions for. Maybe there's a burning question going on for you right now that you would love to answer, and you haven't had access to experts. Now's the chance. Basically, you got this lineup of experts from all kinds of fields and all kinds of sides of the German experience. This is your chance to ask some questions and learn something and get some information.
Exactly.
Very cool, and it's of course free. That's the big thing. It's free to sign up. I'm going to put the sign up link in the show notes. So click on the show in wherever you're listening to this. It'll take you to your browser if you click on the link, and there is an opportunity for you to sign up for the summit, so you can benefit from all of this. And you'll be able to. I don't know if this is the schedule posted online, or are people able to see the schedule yet?
The schedule will be posted. Yeah. You will be able to see it.
Yeah, very good. All right. So all of those links are in the show notes. Check it out. And yeah, it's free of charge, people. Well, I don't know what else to say. Like if you're not going to do this now, then I don't know. I can't help you. We can't help you. It's free.
Right. That's right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kirsten and Lisa. I'm very excited to watch both of your things. I'm very excited for the event in general. I think it's a great thing. I think it's something that people can really benefit from, and something that we've needed to happen for a long time. So thank you very much for taking the initiative and putting something like this together.
Thank you very much for having us, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks for listening. New episode will be in your feeds on Wednesday, as I said. I'll speak to you then. Auf Wiederhören.